Welcome to day 28 of 28 days. So this is the last day of this series, and we are working on becoming a 6A2-3, or a -3. Getting all the blocks out of our way. And the last couple of days we've been working on the aversion. What we push away from us to not become a 6A2-3. No matter how messed up that sounds, there's part of us that's what's going on. So, when we think of what we dislike about becoming a 6A2-3, what comes up in your head? I know, most people, it's like, well, there's nothing I dislike about it. But actually, that's our ego tricking us up. Because if there wasn't anything we disliked about it, and if all of our blocks were gone, then we would easily and effortlessly have that title of a 6A2-3. So, when we think about what do we dislike about becoming a 6A or being a 6A2-3, something that comes up could be that's going to take a lot of time and focus. Does that resonate at all? So if we think about all that time and focus that we don't like about becoming a 6A2-3, is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting safety? So let's go with wanting control. So let's put our declaration in place. I must want freedom more than I want approval, control, and safety. I decide to let go, to be free. Could you let go of wanting control so you can have control? Yes. Could you let go of wanting control so you could have control? Say yes. Which feels better, wanting control or having control? Having control feels better. You can't want and have at the same time. And wanting doesn't really feel very good, but having feels much better. So, could you let go of wanting control so you can have control? Yes. Do you have control or do you still want it? I have control. Now, if you don't feel like you have control at all, then go through that again. If there's any feelings that are coming up within, recognize them, allow them to be there, welcome them up. Decide to let them go. If you're having a tough time letting them go, let me know. I've got a special going on right now, and my prices are cut in half. And this is powerful stuff. It can clear out very quickly all the blocks. And you can become a totally different person than what you've been used to. Unstoppable. Effortless. So, could you have even more control? Yes. And even more control? Yes. And even more control? Yes. Notice how that feels. Having control. Really focus on the feeling of having control. How does that feel within? Could you have even more control? Yes. It's not a head game, it's a feeling. Really check in on how that feels inside. Could you have even more control? Yes. And even more control? Yes. And even more control? Yes. And could you expand that feeling of control? Yes. And could you expand that feeling of control even more? Yes. And even more? Yes. And even more? Yes. And now, imagine yourself. Imagine you are in, imagine, like close your eyes and imagine yourself being on stage. And you are sharing with everybody how you are a 6A2-3 and your story of how you made that happen. And in the crowd is your family and your friends, your really close friends, and all your family, whether they were supportive of you or not, just that they're in that theater watching you on stage. What feelings are coming up? What's going on? Write all that stuff down. You even have strangers in the theater that don't know you at all. And then declare to them that you are now successful. You are now making 6 figures. And you are helping all these people. And what's going on right now with your eyes closed on that stage, sharing what you're sharing? What feelings are coming up? Those feelings that are coming up are blocks that's going on inside of you still. If you don't have any feelings coming up at all, there's no wantings of approval, control, or safety, then there's a good chance you've knocked out all those blocks. Some can be sneaky. So just check in. Keep an eye on yourself. Really check in with yourself to see what's really going on so you can be who you truly are. This is an inside job, and you're the only one that can do it. So, could you have even more control? Could you have even more loving control? And what are you experiencing? If any feelings came up over that movie screen, just, you know what to do. And if you want some extra help, reach out. My information is in the YouTube description, or you can private message me. If you're feeling peace and calm and serenity, then dive into that feeling even more. Just surrender into that. And that's the space to come from, in that quiet space. Dr. Shinya shared in his books The Enzyme Factor of how he changed his diet to be what it was in the book. No dairy, no meat, Kangen water. And he walks his talk and has not experienced any disease. part of that diet as well, part of his lifestyle, I should say, was taking a break during the day. And all his staff, it was mandatory to take a break as well and meditate and do that release work of being quiet and coming from that space of quiet and love and compassion and taking care of you so you can take care of others. Putting that mask over your face first, that oxygen mask, so then you can also be of ultimate service to others. This has been an awesome 28-day journey with you. Thank you so much for allowing me to share with you. Having a most amazing day. Aloha.